How often have you wondered why things sometimes don't go the way you hope when it comes to women? Especially when it comes to Filipina women, there can be quite a few misunderstandings. In this video, you will learn the 10 most common reasons why many women, and particularly Filipino women, are often skeptical of us foreign men. I promise it's going to be very enlightening. My goal is to help you, whether as a tourist or expert, to navigate life better here in the Philippines and avoid unnecessary missteps. And yes, the tips I give apply not only here but worldwide. However, it seems that many men still aren't aware of this important information. Otherwise, my videos probably wouldn't be so successful. One key point that many men often overlook is skincare. I'm not talking about acne or pigmentation issues here, but the general care that many of us don't pay enough attention to. Filipino women place a high value on skincare with strict morning and evening routines. Many even carry an umbrella with them at all times to protect their skin from the constant sun. In tropical countries, fair skin is often seen as a sign of wealth, youth and beauty. So skincare is something we men should also take seriously, especially as we age. This is particularly important if, for example, in the Philippines, there's often a much younger partner in the relationship. It makes a difference how we present ourselves next to her. As an example, I'm nearly 60 and my girlfriend is 38, so 20 years younger. But there are many men whose partners are 30 years younger, and I won't even get started on larger age gaps. It's better if the younger partner doesn't feel like she's out with her unattractive father or grandfather. So do yourselves and your partner a favor by using a skin cream every now and then to keep your skin looking fresh and well cared for. It's these little things that can actually make a big difference. Then most of you have probably heard that in Asia, fair skin and a prominent nose are considered beauty ideals. You now might think, great, I have fair skin and a distinctive nose, off to Asia. But be careful, it's not that simple. You can easily ruin your image, especially if you have a beard, which is often seen as attractive and masculine in Western countries. From my own experience, I can tell you that while many older men have beards, well-groomed isn't always the right word to describe them. Having a beard doesn't just mean letting it grow, and believe me, for many Filipino women, such beards aren't attractive. Even with a well-groomed beard, clean-shaven men have it much easier with women here. Different countries, different customs. While in our Western world a full beard is seen as a sign of masculinity and style, it's a completely different story here in the Philippines. So shaving is better, and don't think that hair concerns only your face. Excessive hair in other areas can also be unappealing. My girlfriend loves my hairy chest, but in other places it can be a bit shorter, if you know what I mean. And as an older man, you tend to have more hair on your body but less on your head. And yes, sometimes it even grows in unwanted places like your ears or your nose. But don't worry, in the Philippines, razors and hair clippers are really affordable. For example, I bought a battery-powered hair trimmer on Lazada for less than $20. It works with adapters for different hair lengths on all parts of the body. So you see, there's really no excuse for not keeping excessive hair growth in check. And believe me, your partner will appreciate it. Also keep in mind that the Philippines is about 90% Christian. This leads to deeply rooted traditions and beliefs, especially when it comes to relationships. So if you're looking online for a serious lifelong relationship, why not consider these important points and use ChristianFilippina.com. Since 2009, ChristianFilippina.com has successfully connected people seeking serious relationships with Filipino partners. Special services like romance consultations and second opinion provide professional support if you want to make sure your partner has genuine intentions. I've put the link in the video description, so why not give it a try? Register at ChristianFilippina.com and let me know how it goes. I'm looking forward to hearing success stories or even less successful ones, so we can all learn from them. The next point is something very common but still of great importance, because it turns off both men and women worldwide. Bad breath. This is definitely an issue that should not be taken lightly. While bad teeth are relatively common in the Philippines, Younger Filipinos, especially those with jobs, tend to brush their teeth regularly. Even here in the Philippines, the sight of bad teeth and especially bad breath is increasingly becoming a no-go. Many women will tell you how much it bothers them, and there's no reason not to go to the dentist regularly and brush your teeth, especially here in the Philippines with so many sugary foods. Using mouthwash after brushing is also highly recommended because a toothbrush can't reach everywhere, and if you don't take care of your teeth properly, you risk dental problems quickly here in the Philippines. Yes, in this country it's even more important to pay extra attention to oral hygiene compared to Western countries. And remember, oral hygiene starts during your journey here. Anyone who has flown long distances knows about the little care package provided by the airline, a small toothbrush and a small tube of toothpaste. Nowadays you can even bring small bottles of mouthwash in your carry-on, so there's really no excuse to arrive at the airport with bad breath. Fresh breath is not only pleasant for you but also highly appreciated by women, and it can significantly improve the first impression you make on her. Another important point that many men underestimate is the condition of their feet and toenails. In colder countries, we wear socks and sturdy shoes so our feet don't get much attention. But here in the Philippines it's hot and you'll likely be wearing sandals or typically slippers, and of course without socks. This means that everyone can see your unkempt feet and toenails. They stand out, and what do you think a Filipina will think? Especially in a country where even men get their toenails done in public. If you're now thinking that you're too old and not flexible enough to take care of this yourself, why not treat yourself to a pedicure while you're still in your home country? And why not get a manicure for your hands at the same time? Some might say that's only for women, but believe me, that's outdated thinking. It's not about painting your nails, it's about taking care of yourself, feeling good and making a well-groomed impression on others. Trust me, when you take care of your body, you will feel better about yourself and show that confidence. Okay, a manicure and pedicure in your country, for example, might be cheap, between $50 and $100. If you want to save money, here in the Philippines, a manicure and pedicure, even in a high-end shopping mall, costs less than $10. Okay, I can see you now thinking, I will do this when I get there, I will save a lot of money. Did I read your mind correctly? But beware, that plan could easily backfire. Imagine your girlfriend picks you up at the airport and you go straight to the hotel. You're in love and naturally you spend the night together. And now you have to explain why you're sleeping with your socks on to hide your unkempt feet. And believe me, it's those small oversights that make all the difference when you're trying to win over a woman, not just a Filipina. And while we're on the topic, hand and foot care shouldn't be a one-time thing. Take the opportunity to go to a spa more often with your partner. Enjoy a couple massage, including a manicure and pedicure together. She will love it, and you will find that it's not only a great way to spend time together, but also a cost-effective way to keep yourself well-groomed. This way you both ensure that you not only feel good but also look good, and that will strengthen your relationship. Another crucial point is the issue of control in a relationship. Filipino women have often had negative experiences with strict controlling Filipino partners. It's not uncommon for these very behaviors to drive women to seek out foreign men or even move abroad in search of a different life. Unfortunately, Filipino men have a reputation for being immature and macho. They are often seen as controlling and extremely jealous. Many Filipinas therefore actively look for partners who offer them more freedom and respect. As foreigners, we have the advantage of being perceived differently, but for that very reason we should be careful not to ruin this positive impression by exhibiting similar behavior. It's not enough to be accepted just because of our fair skin. It's about being valued as a person and partner who shows respect and understanding. This becomes especially important when there is a significant age difference in the relationship. However, in relationships with a large age gap, it can be easy for the dynamic to shift towards a father-daughter type of relationship. This brings the risk of unconsciously starting to patronize or try to educate your partner. Even though the old saying, trust is good, control is better, is well known in many cultures, you should be cautious with that approach here in the Philippines. Too much controlling behavior can quickly strain the relationship and undermine trust. I know how easy it is to fall into the trap of wanting to control your partner too much, especially when money is involved, and particularly when there's a significant age difference. But from my own experience, I can tell you that it's better to rely on trust and maintain the relationship on an equal footing. If you choose this path for your relationship, you will notice how much your partner appreciates it, and it will only make your relationship stronger. Another point that Filipino women really don't appreciate is the fact that many men come to the Philippines solely for pleasure. Unfortunately, many men traveling alone are less interested in the natural beauty of the country and have other, less respectful motives. In particular, many foreigners, especially from other Asian countries, tend to view Filipinas merely as sex objects. You've probably all heard of Angeles, a place here in the Philippines often associated with the stereotype of sex tourism. There's nothing wrong with having fun and enjoying yourself. That's everyone's right. And I don't judge anyone who does that and owns it. But nowhere in the world does that mean treating women merely as objects. Just because a Filipina looks attractive and might enjoy a drink doesn't mean she deserves to be treated disrespectfully. There's a fine line between flirting and being disrespectful, and it's really important not to cross it. To make this clearer, here's an example that unfortunately isn't a made-up story. Imagine you're at a bar with a friend and you're having a nice evening. A few tables away, there's another man sitting with his friends. Maybe they're all Asian, and he keeps glancing over at your friend. Suddenly, this man stands up, walks directly over to you, and bluntly asks your friend if she would like to go to a hotel with him. This might sound like a bad movie scene, but in the Philippines, this actually happens more often than you would think. Unfortunately, also due to YouTube, so-called flirting experts in certain Asian countries convince their viewers that this kind of approach works on women and is somehow cool. So whether you're Asian or Western, such behavior is simply disrespectful and inappropriate. Especially when a hotel is mentioned and not a 5-star resort, but one of those cheap hourly hotels around the corner. I probably don't need to say more. Always be a gentleman and treat every woman with respect. This is not only the key to a successful relationship, but also to genuine mutual understanding and appreciation. But let's move on to the next stereotype, that Filipino men are lazy. This often refers to young Filipinos who still live with their parents, don't have a job, and spend much of their time just hanging out with friends. The high unemployment rate and high birth rate in the Philippines exacerbate this problem, but at its core, it's about many young men lacking a clear goal in life and simply wasting their time. The dilemma is obvious. Women, regardless of where they're from, generally don't like this kind of lazy behavior. So if you come to the Philippines as a foreigner and display this behavior, don't be surprised if the women here have little patience for it either. It's important to understand that a lack of ambition and drive can be met with disapproval anywhere, no matter where you are. If you exhibit the same behaviors that frustrate women with local men, you will find that you won't fare any better as a foreigner. Show that you have more to offer and are ambitious. This will be appreciated everywhere. Of course, it's perfectly fine to go to a bar with friends from time to time. But if that's your daily routine, it's time to rethink your habits. Drinking a beer every night, maybe in the bar with your friends, that's exactly the kind of behavior that Filipinas criticize in their local men and what frustrates them. So when you come here, show your wife or girlfriend that you lead an active, exciting life, one that she would be interested in and want to be a part of. You can convey this to her even in the months before your arrival through chats and conversations. Many Filipinas are looking for an alternative to the often monotonous life they experience with Filipino men. They hope that a relationship with a foreigner will offer them more. The saying, the grass is greener on the other side, is known worldwide, but imagine a young dreamy Filipina arriving on this other side, only to find that the grass of her foreign boyfriend is withered, because the man she ends up with turns out to be a jealous, controlling alcoholic. This is exactly what you need to avoid by showing from the start that you have more to offer and are ready to build a genuine, respectful and loving partnership. Another important point to consider is the expectation that Filipino partners have when it comes to performance in the bedroom. Interestingly, statistics shows that there are more Pornhub viewers in the Philippines than in the US or Germany. The data also clearly indicates that many Filipinas are curious and eager to learn more about their own desires and fantasies. The old saying, "still waters run deep," definitely applies here. You will often hear that Filipino people, especially women, are raised conservatively and have little life experience. However, many Filipinas have the expectation that they could have more fun, including in bed, with a foreign partner. Despite the widespread stereotype that Filipinas are shy, many of them know exactly what they want in bed. So you can expect that the Filipina will look to the knight in shining armor she met online to fulfill her fantasies. It's important to understand that even if a Filipina seems reserved or conservative, she may still have high expectations for her romantic life. This means that being attentive, open-minded and communicative about each other's desires is a key to a fulfilling relationship. Don't underestimate this aspect, as meeting these expectations can strengthen your bond and lead to a deeper connection. Another very important point that should never be underestimated is the topic of family. Filipinos place immense value on family ties, which are deeply rooted in their culture. But even if you hear your Filipino girlfriend or wife complaining about her own family, maybe because she feels her relatives are lazy or just after money, it doesn't mean you can do the same. The general rule is that what's said within the Filipino family stays within the Filipino family. Criticism is received very differently when it comes from an outsider. If you, especially as someone new to your girlfriend's family, start speaking negatively about such family matters, you will quickly encounter resistance. You will be surprised to find that the very same girlfriend or wife who was complaining suddenly defends her family against you. So be aware, it's crucial in the Philippines to speak about the family with respect and sensitivity. There's no room for political correctness from your side. It's simply essential for maintaining a harmonious relationship. The same principle applies to the country itself. If you constantly criticize the Philippines, whether it's about cleanliness, traffic, or the availability of product, this can quickly lead to tension. Occasional remarks might be understood, but if such comments become a habit, it will hurt your Filipina partner over time. The woman you're with is a proud Filipina, and despite any issues, she is proud of her country and culture. So when you speak poorly of the Philippines, she will take it personally. Instead, show that you respect and appreciate her country and culture. And now I've saved the most important point for last, because if you don't know what you want out of life, especially as an older man, how do you think you will change your life for the better? You are looking for a partner for the next 10 or 20 years, right? But what's your plan? Understand that your potential partner is very interested in your future plans. She wants to know if you even have a plan, and most importantly, if she's part of it. That's why it's always a good idea to share your future plans with your girlfriend, especially the role she plays in them. A Filipina wants to spend time with you and be included in your future. She wants to know if you plan to live with her in the Philippines or if you are considering bringing her to your home country, whether it's Germany, Austria, Switzerland, America, or whatever. This clarity not only gives her a sense of security, but also shows her that you are serious about the relationship. And like I mentioned earlier, why not give ChristianFilippina.com a try to find your future wife online? If you are unsure about online dating, I made another video that covers how to avoid the scammers, and I suggest you watch it too. Said that, I'm signing off from the Philippines. Until the next video, and I hope you will join me again.